There's so many gimmicks in the game, there's so many gimmicks in MMA, and this is one question that comes to my mind all the time. Why are gimmicks needed in the game? Why do you need these gimmicks? Do you need these gimmicks? Yes. I'll give you an example. Demetrius Johnson, one of the biggest names, one of the best fighters to ever do it in MMA, right? Wasn't even able to save the division. Dominated the division for a decade, was not even able to save the division when the time came for the division to be cut because he was not drawing the audiences towards him. Being the best fighter, very exciting, very active, did everything, did knockouts, did submissions, dominated all aspects of the game, and was not able to draw the audiences. So just his fighting by itself was not enough to draw the audiences. In comes Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo, again, a brilliant fighter, knocked people out, did everything, was not able to draw the audiences. But as soon as he took that cringy character, he came up with that cringy character, Triple C, and immediately people started taking notice. So yeah, the gimmicks do work. It's just sad that they work, but they do work. It happened. The same thing happened with Colby Covington. Well, Colby was going to get cut from UFC roster. Was he not a good fighter before? Well, he was a great fighter. He was always a good fighter. He was always a good wrestler. Very good boxing, great volume. Everything was nice, but he was not getting the traction he wanted to, that he needed to sustain in the UFC. But as soon as he took that character, the heel role that he started playing, suddenly people started to take notice. They hated him, but they still wanted to see him. They wanted to see him lose. So every fight that Colby would fight, people would wait for him to get knocked out. They wanted him to get knocked out. He never got knocked out. Now he's a very good fighter. He dominated Robbie Lawler. He dominated so many people. He beat, like RDA. He beat RDA very comprehensively. It's just sad that you, just by your fighting, cannot draw audiences. But this is the nature of the beast. This is not just martial arts. This is performance art, and you have to put up a performance. You have to be interesting. You have to be funny. You have to do something. There has to be something about your character that attracts people. Habib has something that attracts people, even though he can't speak English properly. He could not speak English properly initially, but then he tried, and people just saw something in his character. And then he said a few things. He became slightly more popular. He was always fighting well. And once he beat Conor McGregor, he became a superstar. So Conor McGregor is the reason he became a superstar, but he was already in momentum. He was already growing on people. Take anybody. Whoever's become a star, they've had something about them. Francis Ngannou, he has something. He has that X factor. He has that power. He has that raw appeal. There's something to make him a star. Just fighting talent would not make you a star. And it's sad, but some people needed that gimmick, and that gimmick worked. Henry Cejudo is a great guy outside of that. Outside, off camera, if you see some videos of him, like he asked people to bend the knee, and he told Valentina Shevchenko, he challenged her to an intergender title, all that stuff. And as soon as the camera is off, he starts to laugh because he knows how cringy it is. He knows how stupid it is. But he still does it because he knows that that's the only way you can bring the division back. And he was successful, right? The same thing happened with Colby. He was getting cut, he did that, and now people started to take notice. They hated him, but they wanted to see him fight. So just to bring people's interest back, they had to create this gimmick, this character, and everybody had some kind of a gimmick. Jorge Masvidal has a gimmick. As soon as he became popular, he realized, okay, this is what's working, let's keep doing that. Does that mean he's not a great fighter? He's always been a good fighter. Something clicked after he went to the talent show, but he already had those skills. He just started to use them more. He started to think like that. He started to think that knocking people out is what people want, and so that's what I'm going to try every fight. Violence is what people want, and so I'm going to give it to them. But that shift in the character is what people wanted. People wanted something to grab their attention apart from the fighting style. Everybody's a good fighter, but you need something more. And of course, if you're knocking people out, if you're making fights exciting, that's what MMA fans love. So yeah, sadly, gimmicks work.